LePera with Green, Global Real Estate Education Network, and hey, thanks for coming. You can whistle, that's good. I don't know what you guys do all night, but everybody seems to be here. It must be good. We don't have any food, though. We got to start doing that.
We have a lot of nuts.
You got a lot of nuts here. We definitely have a lot of nuts. We want to welcome a lot of new people today. Not that many, I guess, but I met a lot of these guys today at the EXP meeting, which was very interesting. We're probably going to be having an EXP class in Green here one of these days, so that will be nice. Seems like a growing company that we're going to learn a lot about. Anyway, I met an interesting person today after the meeting who came up to me and said he had some properties that he wants to showcase. And that's what we're all about, is showcasing properties. Today we were showcasing properties in West Palm Beach, Florida, live on our OmniJoin. If you guys wanted to jump in, it's free and open to the public, that class. But today we're going to have Scott Whitten. He owns Radnor Realty in Brentwood. He's a commercial broker and developer from Nashville. He's a Belmont grad. Look at that. Yeah. They're so proud of you today. Anyway, I'm going to bring on Scott. He's going to just show us some properties that he has up on the screen. And he didn't bring his jump drive, but he's going to show you some stuff around. I'll be happy to hand some stuff out for you if you want to walk it around. But we'll put what we can up on the screen and show you the properties that he has available. And that's what we do. We try to make people money here.
Perfect. Thank you.
Scott Whitten.
Hello, everybody. I've got a unique opportunity, two off-market listings that, two pocket listings that will be going on the market soon unless we sell it prior to getting all the entitlements. First property is 6394 Cox Road. It's a tract of land of 74 acres with a 7,000 square foot home right in the middle of it. It is connected at the top to the Arrington Vineyard. You know where Arrington Vineyard is. So it touches the Arrington Vineyard for about 130 feet. Kind of a unique deal. A lot of activity out there. We were going to put 74 houses on it, but after looking at the market, there's a lot of homes at the golf course. There are lots at the golf course down. And we had some interest of some horse property. So we had some equestrian folks say, hey, we'd like to have 5, 7, 15 acres. So that's what we've done, and that's not it, actually. Yeah. Okay, so basically we've got these front 3 lots already approved. They're approved by the county.
Is that a Franklin address?
It's a Arrington.
It's Arrington address.
Some of it's Arrington and some of it's College Grove. Yeah. So golf course is down here. Arrington Vineyard's there. We've got a road that's going to come up through here at the edge of the property, going to traverse over in front of this house to give it road frontage. As you all know, everybody's got to face a road in each county. So we end up with a total of 8 lots. And we potentially, if we found the right situation, we could purchase it, take the landowner out now, and then, everybody get a piece of the profit after that. And I think the number that he would probably look at is somewhere around 4 million. So 74 acres, 7,000 square foot home. I think the home eventually be valued in the neighborhood of $2 million.
Is that Tanya Tucker's old place?
It's not, but it's very close. Very close. It's right down the road, actually. So basically, that's where we're at. We've got some entitlements already. So I'd like to share that with you. The other piece is this piece that's on this table here, if you don't mind passing those around. But it's a total of 101 acres at the corner of Highway 96 and Knowles Road, or some people call that Murfreesboro Road and Knowles Road, in Arrington, same location. This piece is actually in the industrial commercial overlay district, which allows, obviously, a lot of commercial potential. The gentleman that owns it has owned it since the 70s. He's ready to retire. And so it's a great time. Got two entrances, ingress, egress on Burgersburg Road / Highway 96, and one location on Fort Highway. So great commercial potential. Been contacted by 2 big box stores. They would love the opportunity to put their name out there. So, however, he's another person that's probably better off selling it like it is as opposed to trying to develop it himself. And so those are the 2 things that I'd like to share with you, and I appreciate you letting me do that. Any questions?
On the commercial ones,
Go ahead.
on the commercial guys, is he considered putting the land up, kind of running a cheaper deal with a partner?
He is. He's even said he might want to keep 20 acres on the backside away from the development. There's a lot of open opportunity for him. He does not have to sell.
Flexible.
Very flexible.
Have you worked with him before?
Yes. Good people. Good question.
What about, when you're talking about big boxes, are you doing triple net leases or what?
Really haven't gotten to that point yet. He's looking to sell the property. He prefers.
Yeah, but you're not. You're looking to sell it.
I like to develop it. We had to love to develop it.
Now, weren't you looking last week to put $900,000 somewhere?
I was, but I found out that I waited too long. So. I thought she was holding it open for me, but she said it's past the time. It'd be so she said she's working on it.
How many days have you had the property since closing?
Like 3 weeks. I was trying to pull less, and it just didn't work.
You're
right here. What's up with that?
I'm going to give you Scott Layden's number. It's not real estate, but it's in another kind of a fund that you might be able to save that money. I don't know how many days. Let Scott count those days for you. And you can put it in a fund that's, hey, how you doing? That's similar to a 1031 exchange, but it's in a stock annuity. And, it's stuck in the stock annuity, but you can borrow from it for 30 years before you got to pay the taxes. And that's your kid's problem after that. Before you go away, Scott, do you know much about Brad's Schumer's today? He was talking about that. If you have some property.
I do.
Who do?
I do. I understand how Brad works and what he does.
Okay. So you want to talk about that later on?
Yeah, I can. Look, Brad. Brad is a very highly intelligent marketer. A somewhat of a savant, but he's.
Brad's your mayor?
He can be a little prickly, and but he knows marketing. Okay. What Brad does, and I would say this with anyone. Make sure you've got us as the buddy system before you ever work with Brad. But he goes out and markets vacant land just to pull buyers leads, and then he puts the pieces together on the back end. He does a backdoor way of selling. It helped him sell a lot of land when the market tanked, and that's how he would do it. And then he's kind of trying to push the same thing now with this land that's gotten a bit overpriced. Yeah, so the stuff that a regular builder wouldn't go in and do if they've got the back end already built into it, and that's what he does. He builds the transaction. It's very.
We did that in Florida a lot, where you have an empty piece of ground and then it looks like everybody else's empty piece of ground.
Yeah.
But you put a sign in the front yard. Now he does it with virtual. Put a sign in the front yard with a picture of a house. This could be yours. So now it's just not a piece of dirt. It's my dream home.
But he did
my
have,
dream home.
in the past, he had some, family, personal life issues. And
Yeah, but Scott is one of those 5 contractors that he partners in with, right?
We haven't yet, but we will.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I heard that today. So I thought that was a great. Hey, listen, any kind of forward thinking is good forward thinking. So
We have if you need some negotiation leverage with Brad, we can.
any other
Strings a little bit.
any other questions for Scott? Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
All right, let's quickly go around the room. Got another couple new people here, a couple I've met today. So tell me who you are and what are you looking for?
I'm Sadie Patton, and I'm looking to do wholesale.
Oh, that's the building that is far away. All right, have you done wholesales before? Have you bought anything yet?
No.
All right, we'll help you get going.
Hi, I'm Jose Giambion, and I'm interested in, I'm a realtor, and I'm interested in doing maybe entering on exchanges and buying and selling real estate.
From Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yes,
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mercedes Perdomo, and I'm with him.
My wife.
We're in the same
Okay, now have you,
interest.
okay, you bought properties you said in the past,
Right.
nothing recently?
No, nothing recent.
We'll get you going.
David Henry, and I flip and buy for other people that need to flip, and so I need to have access to wholesalers and stuff like that.
All right, well, there's plenty of them in this room. Wake up, go ahead, tell us who you are.
Tom, I'm a EXP realtor and fairly new in Nashville. Been here about 3 or 4 years.
Good.
That's it.
My name is Kevin Cam, retired military, got my own company of civil service. Looking for a little bit of commercial cleanup or either residential cleanup and starting into getting property too.
You'll get a lot of that here. We use those guys. Do you have one of those trucks with the dumpsters on the back? Not yet? All right, well,
I have access to one, but I don't have one.
all right, because we get a lot of 3, 4, 5 dumpster properties around here.
Yeah, we've
I just used 7 on.
yeah. So Paul, there's probably that's
Waverly's going to take 6 or 7.
7 seats
Yeah.
loves me.
yeah.
Who's next? Go ahead.
My name is Lloyd Carr. I work with Les and Nikki, flipping and wholesaling, just hanging out.
Les Lazarus, investor, looking for deals.
Oh, you're looking for deals. If you want a deal, that's where you got to go is Les. Les is one of the premier auction buyers in this town. Everybody buys their stuff from Les. It's Steve.
Hey, I'm Mickey, and I'm the other half of Les. I sell real estate too, and they do whatever we have to do to execute property, yeah.
There you go.
I'm Wayne. I work with Les a lot as an investor.
The Les table.
Jeff Kending, trying to teach Les being insurance.
Good luck with that.
Marina, you in Nashville learning from Grain, get into the market.
She'll get it. Marina's here all the time, and it just sucks right into you, right? You start talking real estate.
I'm Amar. I work with Chandra Electric engineer, but I'm here for networking with people.
Good. Stephanie?
I'm Stephanie Paha, real estate agent with Exit Realty. I'm on the neighbor team, and I'm here to learn more about the investment side of real estate.
Good deal.
My name is Tim Sedlock. I'm with HQ Insurance. I'm an insurance agent, specializing mostly in P&C, personal lines. Just here at Network and meet real estate agents and lenders.
What kind of insurance? Life, health?
P&C, personal lines, like home and auto.
Okay.
So we're a lot of real estate agents on home closings with our clients.
Good. I think GEICO just dropped me. Every Sunday, there's no time to tell my stories because if GEICO drops you, it's pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
And I can have a damn accident, but besides. Yeah, you.
I'm Sam. I'm one of Paul's students, and I'm trying to get into real estate and flipping.
The Paul team over there. Really? How many deals did he do so far?
53.
No.
Last night when he was dreaming about his dream.
No, he's brand new.
Okay, good deal.
He's learning all
That's how it all starts, you know, in the brain.
In your brain. So if you do 53, you'll do it.
Yeah. Paul Kasanowski, I flip houses and flip everything. We have a remodeling company and a roofing company if anybody needs
And
it.
the honey, don't forget the honey.
Yeah, we own 2,000 beehives. So don't get near us because you might get stung.
Yes.
I also teach for
300. How many you got? 316? Oh, 307. All right, good deal.
307.
And he fixes them first class too, so it's not just like quick slap on fixes. He goes all out.
And we built new, this Chris will tell you more about
I'm Chris, and I'm a builder and a real estate investor. I've been building quality.
Good deal. Go ahead, Manny.
I'm Manny, and I like to learn. I'm here to learn the network. Short. These and all the other stuff.
Manny,
Like brick and mortar conversation.
he's humble, but he is the short sale master. So if you got a house that's it needs a short sale, run it through Manny. They know how to talk to the
Rick
banks.
says to say I'm the best.
Yeah.
He's the best.
I'm going to blame on my ego.
He's the best in Hendersonville.
Yes, it's true. It's true, you guys.
The guys who write the post, they interview him for the information. That's the true
He
story.
pretends he's Russian
It's a lie.
mafia when he gets on the phone.
That's how I'm telling you.
Don't make me call my Russian mafia friends.
They said Romanian from Transylvania. They don't want to sleep at night. Irina?
I'm Irina, and I'm brand new in real estate. Learn that I'm going to have more views, and we all going to network together and we'll break this together.
You're brand new. How many properties have you bought so far? That's not brand new. You gotta stop saying the brand new part.
Hey, maybe she still feels brand new.
Yeah, that's true.
Look at the Jimmy Choo glasses. Yeah, I like that brand.
It's like personal brand.
Yeah, brand, yeah.
And yeah, she makes.
Oh, I thought you forgot.
I would never forget you, Larry. You're the one that gives us our money. Why would I forget you?
Oh, yeah. Larry Cox, by day I'm a real estate mortgage lender, and I also do some flips and rehabs with Steve and Les and a few others here and there. But mortgage is what I do for my day job. So if you got anybody who needs traditional financing on a home, I'd love to talk to them.
Did they pay you on Cleveland yet? You know they're closed.
Yeah, I've got your check. You're welcome. It's on my desk. In an envelope. No big deal. See you.
And that's what we do here. We do a lot of partner jobs. So if you know a house that you have in mind, you don't know what to do with it. These guys over here, this is the honest crew. These guys will partner with you. If you don't know what to do, these guys do. And if you need money, if you need information, you need anything that has to do with buying and selling real estate, somebody in this group, these are the A guys in here. So they'll help you out buying these properties. So don't be afraid to ask. And normally they'll do it for free, just because they're Larry doesn't do anything for free. He does it for 15% 3 points. But besides that, so anyway, I'm going to bring up my partner Steve here. He's when people ask me how do I do real estate in Nashville, I say, I don't do real estate in Nashville. I call Steve. Hey, I don't know where I'm at, but there's a house over here that has a blue roof on it. He'll say, oh, you're such and such. Well, that's worth $250,000. Offer $150,000. Don't tell me anymore. I don't want to hear about how the roof. I like just go in and say, hey, I'll give you $150,000. That's as far as I want to know information, and that Steve knows it all in his brain, and that's why I'm partnering with him. And we started this company to help people find those kind of people like this. You get yourself a team. We talk about team concepts. Build yourself a bunch of good guys around you. You need the contractor. You need the mortgage guy. You need the real estate people. You need them as friends. You got to take them out to lunch. They should be your best friends because you'll be able to call these people at any time, day or night, because that's when the deals happen. And, so we're going to talk about team building. We're going to talk about real estate. And my partner, who's the master at it in this town, is going to tell you about it.
Yeah.
Steve Chaisson.
I'm not a master. I'm a bit of a journeyman, but I've paid some dues here and there. So it's good to see some new faces. Some of you guys have been with us for a while. We've got some fresh faces here. As you guys know, this is part of our business green. We started this about 5 or 6 months ago, and we come here every Wednesday. This meeting is free and open to the public. We do online training. We'll get into that later. In the meantime, what we like to do is try to connect as many people as possible. And I just wanted to make sure that I personally got everyone's names because we wholesale quite a bit. So we need to make sure the people that are specifically either wanting to wholesale or actually wholesaling, we need phone numbers. We need all this contact information. Mark and I, Larry, Les, I know we're buying properties. I guess Wayne and Jeff, David, and I haven't met you before. And you guys have mentioned possibly looking 1031s. You're interested in wholesaling, Danny. And let's see who else. I guess Tim, you want to meet real estate agents, sell insurance? Yeah. And Sam, obviously, Paul's probably got you out there running.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure I get numbers for everyone because we just sold a couple today that were actually potentially good wholesale deals, but I mean, like anything, there were some of the uglier ones, but we got them sold and they're closing next Friday. Since we've got a fresh group and a lot of new faces, I'm going to explain. I'm going to go into our company just a little bit, and also open this up for any questions that you guys might have about the national market. And we've got some pretty good people in here to answer those questions. I'm particularly interested in people that want to get the first deal going because the more active you get in this, the more ability you have to connect with some of us that do. All of us have been at some point in the game at one of these stages. And we've all had to either come up or work with someone who's in a stage or network with somebody. So I'm interested in making sure I connect with everyone. Anyway, what Green is, so you guys know, this is a network marketing company. And we do online training. We've taken the concept of the $10,000 real estate guru, and we want to charge a tiny fraction of that and reach 10,000 people. That's the idea. So I was actually looking at our membership, and so far over 30% of our members are multimillionaires. I don't know if that tells you anything, but generally success leaves clues. There are a few people that are, Paul's one of our trainers, Larry's one of our trainers, people that I've actually tried to pay, but that understood the vision of what we're doing and believed in it so much, they wouldn't accept a paycheck for it. Same thing with Jeremy Tabor, who's the number 2 exit realty agent in the world, and runs the top brokerage, exit realty brokerage in the United States. We also, you guys may be surprised by this, but we already have 2 of the top 10 realtors in Middle Tennessee are a member of this company. And we just began this in January. So, you talk about the law of attraction. We're taking this investor club and we're taking it and we're putting it on steroids. We're getting people who are serious about growing their businesses and going out and making real professional connections. And we're giving them actually more of a business opportunity. And this thing will take off nationwide. Now, it's like anything, it's a labor of love to get it to that point. But in a few, 3, 4, 5 years, you will see this meeting in every large city in the United States. It's going to happen. So the people that actually are a part of the business side of this will be on top of downlines, and they will potentially make a large financial gain if they are so astute to come in early. Having said that, we welcome everybody to this. This is not a sales pitch. We want everyone to be active participants. Some people just don't like to be a part of sales or anything like that, even though you should be, because we're all selling something. Yeah. And if you haven't honed those skills, you need to be honing those skills, because they don't teach it to you in school, and you have to go out, bang your head through some walls to develop that ability, the confidence, the overcoming the objections, learning yourself and your own strengths and weaknesses, and how to get out there and talk to people. And for what it's worth, this is the perfect business to combine network marketing with in order to facilitate that. Because we're actually taking a product, and it's something that is going to help you grow professionally. In other words, we want you to go out, meet other people, and also learn how to do that 1031 exchange. In fact, we teach 1031 exchanges. It's one of our, in fact, we have a fabulous instructor. He's really, really, really good. And that's part of our online training. We can get into that for anyone that would have any questions later. Anyway, I want to reach out, and I'm going to go ahead and start this conversation with some of the people that are near. Zanny, you mentioned you want to get into wholesaling. Are you a realtor?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Lloyd,
Okay. I need to know. We all need to know. You're a friend. You're not allowed to bid at IRS auctions. He bought a big property at an IRS auction. Like, you couldn't get any insight. Have you, what were your thoughts about how you were going to get started? Do you have any path or direction that you were looking to go on that?
I'm going
Have you, so you're just trying to get a feel for where you're going to go? Paul, you want to chime in on that? Your thoughts about where how they get started, if they're going to be the pure wholesaler?
The best way, obviously, is you're actually doing it. You're networking with some people that actually get deals from auctions and things like that, so you could kind of partner up with a lot of those people. But the number one thing, too, I always say is, if you get you don't have to have a real estate license to do this. And I always say that to people, but it's always good to have it because it gets you in the clicks, gets you on MLS, it gets you to understand what the comps are in the area. Zillow's okay, you could use Zillow, Trulia, and all that, but it's better to have most recent comps and stuff. So if you have a real estate license, it gets you in that door. It gets you in, which the door would be a computer and all the access and private passwords to get in there. So that's where I would start. Also, get a good team and learn how to do mailers and how to find deals that are basically like pocket listings. You're not going to find all the deals on MLS. Actually, a lot of those deals don't exist anymore. Maybe around the outskirts are very difficult.
I've seen a few trickle in on the outside.
But it's still possible when you put in a lot of offers. But more importantly is learning how to send letters out, learning how to sell to people. Like, you're not selling something, but you're learning how to have a conversation with someone who's selling their house as a pocket listing. And those are the things that that's where I would start. And of course, it sounds easy. I'm just spewing this out. It sounds easier than it might be, but you'd be surprised. Once you plug in and you get the proper coaching and the proper mentorship, you're off to the races. I mean, I have a couple of students. I started them out 2-3 months ago, and they're already making tens of thousands of dollars. Wholesaling deals, to me, also, number one thing is try to find guys like him or me or Steve or anybody that's buying a lot and network with them, find out what they're looking for. And then when you find something, you got them on speed dial and say, hey, I just got this deal. Go look at it. Tell me what you would pay for it. And so you want to build a list of buyers, guys like myself who can literally pay cash, get it closed really quickly. That's going to help your credibility with a pocket listing, someone that's selling the house, and that gets you the in-between money, which is called wholesaling.
That's going to be the first thing I always see. I always tended to believe that it takes a good marketing mind to get good at the mailers, and that it's actually either A, leaving something on the door that it doesn't really cost you anything, that you go leave something on the door, or just knocking on the doors, literally, get a solicitor's license. But obviously, that's
I'd
not
like to
necessarily
add this, though, it's
playing a
really
part.
important. When you first start knocking on doors, if it's your first door or whatever, I promise you, and the first time I knocked on the door, even though I have a personality I could talk to anybody, it is uncomfortable. But just the more you do it, I promise you, the more you do it, the easier it comes. And you'll be surprised, you're actually helping people. And if you go with that mindset, I'm coming here to help you, because a lot of the properties that you will find are properties that can't sell because they have deferred maintenance. The kid inherited, they live in Texas, their mom passed away, they inherited the house, they can't sell it on the open market. So you'll have to learn how to talk to people and
Talk,
help
listen.
them.
That's what you gotta do. Walk your neighborhood. You don't have to go anywhere. Your neighborhood is perfectly fine to start on. You see somebody having a yard sale, go in there and start talking to them. Where are you going? Are you selling? Yeah. I mean, get the information. And it's very simple by going around and just listen. Keep your ears open.
I bought houses that were on the MLS that, like, I plugged in needs work, and they were on the market for over 100.
Fixer. I used to use the word fixer.
Fixer. They're not necessarily wholesale deals or whatever, and you could literally put in a cash offer and get that way. And a lot of people forget the MLS and think that there's no deals. There is if you put in the time and effort and put in the offers. I mean, today on MLS, I put in 6
You
offers.
see cards around. You might get them at your house. People send you a card to see if you want to sell your house. You know what? Go call those people and say, you want to learn? Go call them up and say, hey, listen, I want to learn how to do that. You need somebody to help you send out letters. Go work for those people for a while. They'll give you like a list. They'll give you things to do, and you do it. Once you learn how to do that, and move on to somebody else's list. If you want to learn how to do mailouts, go answer one of those mailouts.
It's another thing, and this is I try to really make sure that people try to understand themselves, because what I found is that there are certain personality types that are natural givers and they're natural supporters, and those personality types oftentimes don't feel comfortable imposing their will on a situation. They're more comfortable being nice to others, and so they're not as aggressive oftentimes. And if you happen to be in that group of people, and there are very successful people within every group,
right,
but you have to learn how to, understand the discomfort and understand how to communicate in a way that makes you comfortable if you were getting into that mode, because the last thing anybody wants to do is get just into a grind and some hardcore like selling mode that they're just not comfortable with. You've got to, as they often say, learn how to become comfortable being uncomfortable to a certain degree when you start feeling this thing out. I wanted to ask though, and you probably have, how many people have purchased from wholesalers here? I know you have. You've purchased. Just any stuff that you flipped?
Reflip?
Yeah. Or stuff that you held on to?
No, reflip.
Okay. You've done, and just probably many times over the years.
Yeah. In fact, I flipped a house twice in one day. The same house.
Yeah.
Probably me.
You sold it to one guy and then found the next guy to buy it from that guy?
Yeah.
I did one where we were fourth out of fifth in the daisy chain of flippers. We had 5. 5 wholesalers in a deal. It was.
So that's the importance of knowing other wholesalers, because I've wholesaled deals to other wholesalers that sold it for more. Obviously,
I had to
so
really,
you wanna
really kind
network
of
with them.
like. I had to read this chain to make sure that there wasn't any like weasel factor in there, because a lot of times wholesalers can get very weaselly, and you just don't know who you're dealing with. But this was a pretty tight chain of people, so it worked, and everyone made money. So, and David, are you generally working in between wholesalers, or are you sourcing any of your stuff?
Well, I gotta watch out because my friend over there, Miss Mary Lazarus, Mickey. So we're at the same real estate brokerage. So I send out letters, and I'm a real estate agent.
You with Reliant?
Do what?
Reliant?
Yeah, I'm with Reliant. So I last year with
she needs to be with EXP also, or exit at EXP. We'll talk about that.
Okay. Yeah. But I send out letters to. With a bulk mail permit, and then I have a going through like the post office gateway thing.
How do you source your list?
How do I source it? CRS tax data. Anybody that's lived in a house.
Non-owner occupants? Or okay, you look for seasoning.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I just download it to the Excel file, and then go through mail merge, and then I have a machine that folds and stuffs the envelopes.
What's your timing on that seasoning for your mail?
It's normally got to be at least 5 years.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, the idea is if they lived there 5 years, there's a much higher percentage if they're good. Right. Okay.
They have more equity, and easier to make a decision like that. And we have been only targeting the owner occupants, but
do you try to own a piece of these deals, or are you primarily just going for the listing side, or are you trying to obviously you have a larger cost than most agents would have through that form of marketing. You try to build that into your profit for the wholesale?
And I don't wholesale it to these people, so basically it's a family that I buy for on the front end, and then I sell on the back end. So I buy all of their deals, and so I'll make a little bit, even if it's just directly from an individual.
So you're targeting specific properties for one group of people?
Well, for one group of people with that, and then I buy for somebody that buys rentals too. So.
Oh, okay. So you already know what you're going into.
For the most part, yeah.
Okay, so may I add, and this I'm curious, so there could be some potential spillover. What do they buy? What's their target stuff?
It's basically under a certain price point, and now it's kind of migrated.
Davidson County?
Yeah, Davidson County. They did a lot in Madison, and then it's sort of migrated over to not Germantown, but wherever you the 14th Avenue North.
That's expensive.
North Nashville got crazy.
Yeah, North Nashville is ridiculous.
Yeah, and our 6 lot is 150 or 160 there now.
Yeah.
Well, 14th it may not quite be that much, but it's still 130 anyway. Yeah. That's nuts. Okay. So they're just buying the whole stuff.
So they're buying the flip, and then I buy for someone else that just buys the whole.
Okay. We do that too, by the way. You can get anything that you find. You're welcome. You can source it with anyone. How many buyers do we have here? Let me ask you that. So we got a buyer. Okay. So we have buyers. So, and that the other thing I'd say is, yes, we have people that buy. In fact, there's probably several houses that we bought for cash. Some of them sight unseen. So definitely, we want to see every wholesale deal possible.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Like less than wood. They're all over Tennessee. They're, Humboldt, Harrisburg.
Yeah,
Paris.
Yeah, I got a house in Paris too.
Did you?
So I even know where that is. Doesn't Kid Rock have a place out there?
Hank Williams Jr. Bo Cephas lives there.
Yeah.
His is Buchanan.
Buchanan, yeah.
Right here, like there.
It's okay, yeah. All right.
Steve, I had a question.
Yes.
So if you're a wholesaler, because I've been warned about getting my license a couple times, and if you're going up to your wholesale and you knock on someone's door and you say, would you like to sell your house, or I'll offer you this for your house. If you're an agent and they say, what's my house worth? At what point do you have a fiduciary responsibility to tell them what their house is worth?
So you're not in a...
Versus what it's worth to me.
You're not in a fiduciary relationship unless you have signed an agency agreement. You still have a standard of conduct and ethics, and there are specific requirements for a market analysis for a real estate agent. That has actually changed, and I say we get stuff from the Tennessee Association of Realtors. What happens is there winds up being a lawsuit, and there will be a quote-unquote interpretation. Sometimes interpretation can be taken with a grain of salt, but a market analysis is supposed to have certain components when you're a real estate agent. So if you tell someone the quote-unquote value of their home, and you are a real estate agent, and there are some things attached to that, the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to show them the comps, you're supposed to have dates, if you have a personal interest in any transaction, there's nothing wrong with buying for yourself, but it has to be disclosed. And then,
I know there's nothing wrong with buying them, so I just wondering.
Yeah. Here's
Gaylord lost their license. I did some stuff for them, some compliance work a few years ago. They bought Gaylord. They had the Resort Quest.
Yeah, they're doing timeshare. Timeshares.
Well, there's a lot more law out there than people really.
There's a whole code. There's a whole section of timeshare code, and it's timeshare is like boiler room. I mean, that's like Glengarry Ross. They're hardcore. You can do this business the right way. I always advocate staying. There's a balance of being creative. You have to find solutions. So this is just being an entrepreneur in general. Okay, Les, you talked about it. Don't be greedy. It's really that simple. We always find solutions to these deals and try to find the right pieces and figure out like where we fit. And we had one that we closed recently and it just didn't make that much money, but it made a little bit. And I could have tried to push the guy buying it, but we worked with him. It's just, sometimes you just don't.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just wondering. I just really did wonder, because I've had people tell me, oh, don't get your license. And I've always kind of thought about it.
Look, if you were, a lot of having a real estate license is just simply common sense. It's the do right rule. Treat people like you'd expect to be treated. We'll have that conversation. About some people that have not treated someone.
I want to say something too. I'm not a wholesaler, so I'll buy for people, and they pay me a fee. The actual people that are actually buying it, they pay me because we send out all this mail. They get a phone call and through Google Voice, it either comes from me or this other guy. Okay. And we talk to the people, and then I provide comps, and they go out and talk to them.
Do they pay for your mailers?
We do like kind of a round robin.
Okay.
So, but I'm in no way a wholesaler though. I can't. I'm not going to risk that. I mean, just
no. I see. Yeah, so you're just basically getting paid as an agent, but you also have a disclosed.
I wasn't really referring. I really had people tell me.
You have an agency relationship.
She has a question, so I was, before she goes out and becomes a realtor.
If you ask me personally, I've never had a problem, and I've been doing this 17 years. I've never had a single problem. I've owned hundreds. I know I've been probably. If I had to guess it somewhere, bought, sold, flipped, it's got to be 300 or 400, something in that range. So I've never had a problem having any personal interest in any of it. So my answer would be, if you're suited for it, and if you enjoy being a real estate agent, get the license. We talk about this. Part of what we do. This meeting is an element of horizontal business integration. So green is a business model. Some people are going to be making money with green. Some people are making money with green. You're a real estate agent, you make money as a real estate agent. You're an insurance agent, you're a wholesaler. So your businesses are tied to other businesses and add additional streams of revenue. And they all have an affinity with one another. As opposed to a vertical integration, which Paul has with his contracting company. He owns a roofing company. So the roofing company is vertically integrated within Revision Homes, within his contracting company. But with a horizontal integration, which is what the average person does in their business, it just allows you extra streams of income so I say, yes, get the license, but I also say, if you're cut out for it, if you like people, or some people just don't like people. They don't want to deal with people. I like some people. I like my people. I don't like everybody. I like my people. And I like dealing with my people. So having a license for me has been a very profitable, lucrative thing over the years. Now, having said that, I would say even in my best years when I'm, Mr. Big Shot real estate agent, selling hundreds of houses a year, I was still an accidental real estate agent. I never wanted to be a real estate agent. I was a real estate investor. That was my gig. So if everything really, the horizontal integration in my business was never, sure I made money as a real estate agent, but it was always trying to make more money as an investor first. That was more of my passion, was the investment side of it. But I'm always happy, by the way, to address any of these questions. So you guys know, when I'm not at auctions, I'm here for any of you to help address any of this stuff, connect people, assist new people. I mean, that's what I do. I'm a trainer. For members of Green, I'm here to put everything I have into training people and sort of transferring my knowledge. But what I'm going to do, take the last few minutes to kind of tell you a little bit about Green and also field some questions about our company. We'd like to have a real investor club meeting. As you guys know, some of you know, this is our website, learnfromgreen.com. Andre, are you out there?
Yes, I am here.
Andrea, hey Marcus, can you put Andrea? Can you put him on the speaker?
I'm here.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I'm here. I hear you just fine. I don't know if you can hear me.
My mic is up. Is Andrea's mic up?
Yeah, mine's open. Can you hear me at all?
So anyway, we're a real estate education company. This is Dr. Andrea Malari. He's in West Palm Beach, Florida. He's a PhD, ran a former online university, and he's our director of education. So we're not just some seminar company. We're actually trying to build a full-blown learning management system. So as we are doing these classes, as we do every class that we do online, when Paul trains, we're building this and we're archiving it, and we're adding it as value that you can have for the future. That's part of what we're offering to our people. On top of that, with our paid online training, it's $99.97 a month. For $9.97 more, you get your own website. You become an independent representative. Total $109.94. Paul, can you find that anywhere? You have spent $260,000.
$246,000 on coaching,
Personal
training, personal development, and there's no way. I'm honestly.
Is there any value?
I hate even saying this, but it's true. Like, I wish I had this when I started. I've been doing this 9 years. Okay, so but I could tell you this: there was nothing like this for the price. I mean, my first coach, and I was doing short sale magic, Tom Butler, and I paid him $13,000. And let me tell you,
That's what made
That's
it
13,000. I was shaking when I gave him the money. But to be honest with you, I'm glad I did it, obviously, because I got into it. But I wish I had something like this where it's more manageable, for God's sake, 99 bucks. I mean, you know, you stop having lattes and you get more down.
We turned this, I can give you the basic clip notes. It's a network marketing company. I can get into all the esoteric stuff. I'm even not a network marketer by trade. I just felt like for some reason it makes sense. That's what we do. This is the way it should come together. We have a binary system, and it's basically a 1-2. And there are no junk fees in this company. You don't have to pay a sign-up fee. There are no contracts. You can walk away at any time. It's a 1-1 system, and for the left and right leg for each one you have 2 on this side and 2 on this side. It's $13.45 a month residual. What happens is it doesn't matter if you get them or you happen to bring some guy that gets 100 in. The guys that walked in here the first day already have about 40 people under them. That's about to grow big time. We're stepping this up to the next level.
I didn't even think of the money part, and all of a sudden it's coming in. It's weird.
What we do with this, besides our networking, we do have a meeting in Franklin, and there'll be one in Murfreesboro soon. And like I said, in a few years, they'll be all over the United States. These are simulcast live. Anyone in the country can watch this. And any member, if they wanted to start their own club and start, more than welcome to work with our Director of Education. And if you're going to be a leader, get your own group going. Use our online platform and do that. But we certainly encourage you to become a member of this. Because, as I said before, it is a potential profit built into that. We counted our classes last week. Hold on, Drea. We had 31 live 1-hour sessions last month. All's on once a week. I do a class monthly. Jeremy Tabor for the real estate agents out there, or the people that need to network with real estate agents.
Larry does twice a month.
Does a wealth building class, and he's, like I said, the number 2 exit real estate agent in the world. Anyway.
Also, too, I talked to Andrea.
Yeah.
Manny's starting his short sale.
Teaches how to ram short sales.
Short sale. The stuff I paid tens of thousands of dollars to learn, you're going to learn it for 99 bucks.
It won't sound like smart people stuff.
It'll be the real way.
Half of short sales is a personality. I just wouldn't want. You've got to be a little mental to get those things done the right way.
Yeah,
I really think.
Nice thing
to
say. But it's the best deals you'll ever get. That's the thing. It's like those are your home runs. Those are your home run deals. Like smaller deals that most people would make 20, 30. He's making 75, 85.
Anyway, guys, as you guys know, we open the doors here at 6. Sometimes we go long, but we run our meetings 6:30 to 7:30. Always open to all of you. We'll keep the doors open, trade business cards. I want numbers for the people that wholesale and want to wholesale so we can keep this conversation going. And, yes, sir.
Hey, I've got something I'd like
You got a deal?
No, we said deal. I'm wanting, deal or not deal. Okay. I'm wanting something up around on a lake on Kentucky Lake.
Okay. Adam's got one up there, and he's up there all the time. He bought an auction property up there.
You can have one, Paul.
I have one on Lake Barkley.
Okay.
But it's my house,
Well, that's what I'm wanting it for. I'm gonna move.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's awesome up there, man.
Yeah, I gotta have a boat dock, and I've gotta have, pretty good sized house.
Yeah, Adam, that's Adam's up there all the time. Paul, we've been watching.
Yeah, if anybody runs across something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
100 acres not far from there.
I gotta be on the water.
He got a really good deal up there on a house on the water, like $160,000 for a 3,000 square foot house on the water.
Yeah.
That's a great deal.
He got a great
that
deal.
is.
Yeah.
Because everything I've been finding is 400,000 and 500,000.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It comes from my house because I was thinking of selling or whatever, but I'm not going to do it.
All right, we'll keep feelers out.
Yeah.
He's up there. I'll tell you, he's a sharp kid. He's worth like $3 million. He's 34 years old. So he's just a country boy from Cheatham County. Yeah, he's out there killing it. So.
And Steve, you have deals. I just met Scott today. I'll put you right up in front here and we're broadcasting this thing live.
So trade business cards. Give me information. If anybody wants to sign up with Green, I'm going to be right back there at that computer. You got. Give me your phone numbers and guys, thanks for coming. Very nice having everybody. We're here every Wednesday. Come every Wednesday.